Well, I saw that Mike Lonke was viewing the board, and I just posted it. So we'll see if he's here first. Okay. Yeah, I can basically see what everybody's doing on the forum. Alrighty, this is our Friday night hangout. We do this every Friday and Monday night at between 7 and 9 Central Time. You must be a supporter of Stunt Hangar in order to view the link. And that link is in At the Bench thread. And just click on it. It'll self-install or whatever. There's nothing to install. It does it in your browser. Just come up, have your camera and microphone available, and you're in. You're probably wondering what's been happening with the Continental paint job. Well, I tried to cheat and I got caught. So I got to sand it off and redo it. So I've been letting it dry for a day or so, and I might get it out and sand on it. I'll probably just wait till tomorrow. Because if you sand on it when it's too fresh, it just gums up the sandpaper. So, like I say, I got caught. I should have known better. I didn't have the enough thinner in it, and it just lifted right up. So, I don't have to do the cowl, or I mean, I only have to do that much of it. It's just a bummer that happened. So, kind of disgusted. I'm debating whether to shoot some clear on it, some well thin clear to saturate the dope. Let me see if we're up and running on YouTube. I think we are. Yeah, Gary Sinclair's made it in, so we're up and going.
We're running.
That's odd because Mike Lonke was looking at this thread when I posted the thing, so you beat him. Haven't been working on my trailer. I just ain't been doing nothing. I don't
Burn
know.
out a little bit, Ronnie.
What's
Probably.
that?
Burn out probably a little bit. So much to do, and it's hard to get overwhelmed.
Yeah, I just.
You know.
I think I'm gonna get a haircut, shorter, right down to the scalp. This is about a quarter-inch long, kind of itchy.
I thought you looked like you got a haircut not too long ago. I thought it looks like he's got his haircut, but
I got a
yeah,
haircut down to a quarter-inch.
quarter inch, yeah.
Yeah, and it's itchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just cut it all off, right down to the scalp.
Yeah.
Summer's coming up. Kind of worried about this generator. Man, it's heavy. My car will only tow 1,500 pounds. That's a tongue weight, 1,500. Or towing capacity, 1,500. The trailer's 950. I'm going to put 100 pounds of door and window on it, so that's 1050. Of course, I got that propane cylinder. That weighs probably 40 pounds, and this generator's 50, 60 pounds, so there's another 100. The airplanes don't weigh anything, you know.
No, you have to worry about your cargo weighing too much.
Yeah, I got that stupid pop-up tent that's probably 100 pounds. And the tables and chairs and the ice chests and all that other crap. When I got this car in 2004, I didn't think I'd be towing a trailer.
Right. Yeah. That's the way it works, though, doesn't it? You get
Yeah.
something, then
I'm going to have to figure some way out to get another car. kind of hard to do when you're got no money coming in. Could I go down to the dealership and sign for one? Yep. Would I be able to pay for it? Nope. They'd come and get it within 3 months.
You don't want to do that. A lot of people do, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, at least this time, I didn't. I got, it seems like every time I got a good job and I buy a car, I lose the job. I get fired or I quit or whatever. And then I'm stuck figuring out how to pay for this thing. Well, I'm starting off with a car that's paid off. I don't need one now. So
Car's pretty good in it.
yeah, but it's got 160,000 on it.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, what's that red airplane hanging back there?
I don't know. I came down here this morning. It was hanging there. I've never seen it before.
Oh.
Getting to be an ongoing joke.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, I got a question to ask you. You being a graphic artist kind of guy and all, how willing would you be, or how much would you charge us? We're holding a Bernie Sahamsky memorial contest. He passed away recently. And he's a local guy. And his club up there in the Poconos wants to have a memorial contest. So I volunteered to be this event director, contest director. And I got the sanction already. It's August 1st and 2nd. But we want to make a insert to go into a clear holder, like a trophy plaque that has an image of him on it. And I have pictures of him coming. Would you be able to do something like that? Work up a 8.5 by 11 thing that would.
Yeah, I can try. Yeah.
Send
me the information.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And you could charge us. I mean, that's okay. We don't need you to actually do them. If you just send us the files, there'll be a number of them because we have different events. We have on Saturday, we're going to have profile, classic and old time, all classes combined, and 1, 2, 3. And then on Sunday, we're going to have Pampa classes, and 1, 2, 3 again, first, second, and third. So it'll be a number of files, but I'll take those and then have them put onto a heavier card stock and put them into holders, into nice little plaques, clear glass plaques. So,
okay.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So what's new, Spark?
Nothing. Didn't do anything today. I just kind of bummed around.
On a vegging, that's what I did. I vegged all day. Didn't do a thing.
The reason being is that Continental project I was doing, I tried to cheat the paint job. You can't cheat the paint. It didn't stick. I just didn't do it right.
Well,
I got to repair it.
You're repairing the repair?
Or you didn't get roughed up enough, or
didn't get it roughed up enough, and didn't use enough thinner with enough. I knew it was dusting on. When you dust paint on, it gives it no tooth. It doesn't.
Yeah. There's no chemical bond or anything. Yeah.
And of course, this is an airplane that's been in service, so it's got oil on it. Doesn't matter that I prep solid. It probably impregnated the paint. So when I lifted the tape, it just ripped right off.
I got a cure for that in the future.
Yeah, just don't bother. Build another one.
No, just go electric. You won't have that oil problem.
Yeah. Still could have the paint problem, though.
You could. There's no doubt about it. You could.
Paint is a science, and I tried to cheat it, and I got burned.
Well, you can't make shortcuts. You know that.
So you got to go clear back down again and start over, or
That's what I'm gonna do.
yeah,
From the canopy, I don't have to repaint the cowl. Cowl turned out fine because it was small and I did a good job on that. But I'm
yeah.
gonna repaint from the middle of the canopy forward on the nose, sand it all the way down to the wood, and build it up from fresh. I like that airplane, and I can't fly it like that. It looks terrible.
Well, you fiberglassed it, didn't you?
Yeah, it's fiberglass.
But that didn't keep it from soaking in, huh?
It,
The
it's
oils.
it's impregnated into the paint. That and I tried to rush it and not. I should have just cleaned up my regular guns and shot with more thinner and laid it on wet instead of dusting it on with an airbrush. Looked real good till I took the tape off.
Yeah.
Mike Lonke was looking at the thread just before I posted it, so he should be in here. I mean, I thought he was going to be the first one on.
When does he leave? You leave what, tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
I know some of the guys have already left.
Then when is stunt camp over?
I think it's this weekend. They're down there right now. I don't know how many days it is. Since I wasn't going to go, I didn't really research it too much. So,
Well, Steve went down Monday.
okay, well, maybe it was during the week. I'm not sure.
Because he was in our Monday hangout on the way there. So,
huh. Well,
it's not a whole week.
Maybe it was this week. Maybe it's over already.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's a week or what.
I don't either. Early on, like around December, I thought I was going to go to it, and I figured I'd get all the information when time got closer. And then I realized I was not going to be able to make it. I'm having real problems driving any distance because I get this spasm down my legs real bad. So and I'm under doctor's care now. I'm trying all different kinds of things, including inversion, which seems to be the only thing that's giving me a little bit of relief. So I'm going to get an inversion table so I can have it at home and do that every day.
There's Mike.
There's Mike.
Are you hanging upside down in the door or what?
No, an inversion table.
Yeah.
It's a table. I feel like a bat,
Sorry. Didn't know that was going to kick on. Sorry, guys.
Sounds like you burped.
It's my compressor. I had it charged up.
What's the thing down at Triple Tree this week?
It is, yeah.
When does it?
I talked to Will. I talked to Will a couple days ago. He was heading out Tuesday or Wednesday, and he told me he had. Man, I think there's like 25 guys signed up for this week, man.
So when does it end?
Saturday afternoon, because
Gotcha.
Triple Tree always ends their events on Saturday. They want everybody out of there by Saturday afternoon, so Sunday they can clean up and open it up as an airport again and get back.
What are the official days for it?
Oh man, I'd have to look, but I think it started Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay, so it's a several day long thing.
It is, yes, yeah. We usually go, and then we usually go to Joe Knoll, but we couldn't go this year. It's a lot of fun. It's a warm up for the Nats, is what it is.
Yeah, I know what it is. I know
East Coast guys to come down and get some good weather, and have 5 days of flying and coaching and whatnot. So
I know what it is. I just didn't know when it was or how long it lasted this year.
yeah, Derek was heading up yesterday. I talked to him on the phone yesterday, but Will and Mark, I think, were already there 2 days before that. So I know he listed the names. He said a lot of Joe Daly's going down there. Alan Buck, George Waters, some of the Florida guys are coming up. But he said like 25 people are going to be there. So
A good turnout.
that's a good turnout. And there is nothing else going on at Triple Tree. There's no RC event. This isn't Joe Knoll week. There's no this. They're just letting them come and use those beautiful grass circles and camp and use the facility for the week.
That's cool.
And that's all Mark Weiss and Will Davis there. They're the guys that
Mark
that
and I
made that happen.
I talked to Mark quite a bit about it, but I just realized I wasn't going to be able to go, so I didn't get all the particulars. When do you leave for China?
I'm never leaving for China, bro.
I don't mean China. I have China on my mind because somebody asked me about the China World Championships before.
I got you.
When do you leave
Wednesday. We leave Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday. So
some of the guys are already on their way. I know.
Some of the guys are already there. Dave Fisher got to Sydney yesterday. He's part of the F2D team, him and his wife. And they went early so they could spend, 3 or 4 days in Sydney before they head over to Perth.
They're going never safaris.
I'm not sure what they're doing, but they were going, and they're like, we're going to make a vacation out of it.
You don't know that reference, never safaris?
Never. Oh yeah. I do now, Bob. Sorry. So Dave's already there. I think the miners are leaving tomorrow. The rest of our F2D team, and because they're all flying in the World Cup too. That's the thing. So
right.
they got to be there early for the World Cup.
Right.
Sam and I leave Wednesday. We get in Friday, so that we'll be there for Saturday registration, Sunday practice, and then opening ceremonies and whatnot.
Cool.
I'm putting the finishing touches on his model box. I got a little more bubble stuff to go in there, and I printed a letter out explaining what's in the box, and if you got to open it and inspect it, that's fine, but please take care repacking the models because they're fragile and delicate, and we need these for this. Have a nice day with a big smiley face. So, if they open the box, then maybe they'll be nice if they see the letter. I don't know. Dave got to Sydney, no problem. So we have these 8 or 10 airplane model bags that the Italians make. They're leather and they're for F2D planes. He took 2 bags and they got to Sydney just fine, no problem. And they only whacked him $100 a bag. He did have to pay $100 a bag for his.
That's good.
But his models are there and they're in Australia, so that's the biggest thing. That's my biggest stress, and that's why we got.
Did you see the on Facebook? Did you see the comment I made about Paul and David flying together? They, Paul went down to David's place in San Francisco, and they had a practice.
See that?
And then he went for a ride in David's airplane that he purchased from Chris Cox. Right.
Oh, is that where Dave got that RV for? Okay.
Yeah, Chris
I thought that looked like Chris's airplane.
And he took a ride. He posted, he did that. I said, I said, you sure this is a good idea? Flying with David in an airplane that Chris Cox built?
Oh, yeah. That's
you know the reference to that?
Oh, yeah. Chris's airplane crashed and Dave was the one flying it when it happened. Yeah. That's funny. I saw that and I went, I thought they were joking at first that David bought an airplane because I knew it was Chris's airplane when I saw the picture. I was like, that's Chris Cox's RV. Yeah, it's not Dave's. So I thought they were joking that Dave bought an airplane. So Dave bought Chris's RV. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, beautiful airplane.
Yeah, awesome.
Hey, Bob, what was the name of the musician that wrote the song about the airliner that threw his guitar off? And it cost $18 million to.
Yeah, I remember. I forgot his name, but yeah, I remember he wrote a song about that. They refused to pay the damages, and he really got the money back in spades. He really did.
Right. It cost them $18 million for
Yeah.
that song for not paying the
And-
$1,000 repair
And a
bill.
hit song to boot, you know.
Some guy just posted a video in Nashville not long ago of Southwest, and it was a band, and they had like 5 guitars, and they videoed out the window of the baggage handlers just hucking these things to
I
the
saw
ground,
that.
like
Yeah.
guitar cases, and just throwing them, man, just throwing them.
I
And
had
some,
to-
you know, if you're going to travel with an instrument, you should have a hard case, right? Some of these were like soft cases, man. You should
Yeah.
never fly with a
They're
soft case.
they're called gig bags. I had to fly back in 1971. I flew back. I drove out to Colorado to, you know, spend some time with a buddy of mine that lived there and his wife, and I couldn't find a job, you know, and I was a kid, and so I decided to sell my car, which was a Volvo 544, and I had to hock a couple of guitars, and I flew back, but I brought back my best guitar, which was a really, really expensive guitar. And I had it in a soft gig bag. And I had to fly back. So I took it down the, you know, the breezeway to the airplane, and they took it from me and put it in a closet right in the front. She said, "I'll take good care of this." That's not how it is anymore.
That's for sure.
There wasn't a ding in that thing when I got it back. It was perfect. So
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So I do have one little thing to share. We had a little emergency hiccup that we got sorted out. These are the combat handles that Sam uses that we're going to be taking to the World Championships. These are made in, you know, Eastern Europe. They're Ukrainian, and they've got a, you know, an adjustment knob on the front. Only the top goes in and out, because our line sets are within like a 16th of an inch. Our pre-made line sets, they're so close. So you've got an adjustment knob that goes in and out. Well, we had one break about 3 weeks ago because, let me get this out.
make them big.
She can make me big. Am I big?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so you got a knurled knob on the back that's threaded, obviously. This is the piece that runs in and out, and then your connection point is right there, okay? Well, this connection point, there's a groove cut in this because there's a pin in the top of the handle that keeps this from rotating, right? So it goes in and out, pin coming down from the top that keeps this from rotating. Well, this piece here, all they do when they manufacture this is they lay that pin in, wrap it with a little copper wire, and then solder it. That's it.
The regular solder or silver solder braze.
I don't know, Bob. I'm not like
That's
that.
not. That
But
doesn't look like braze. So.
the issue was the one that we broke like 3 weeks ago, because it's just laying in this groove straight. It just pulled out on Sam we were just practice flying some matches, and it pulled out. So I started freaking out. I'm like, so I looked at all the rest of the handles because we have like 8 of these, and I bought 4 brand new ones for the World Champs, and damned if they weren't all the same. That rod is just laying in that groove, and they wrap it and solder it.
Wow.
So I don't know if you know who Steve Wilk is.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Eliminator props, and he was F2C with Dave Fisher and all that. We have a little Zoom meeting for combat, once a week, and Steve said, "Send me all those handles." So I sent Steve all the handles, and what he did was he drilled a hole straight down. He remade this hook and put a dog leg in it going through the threaded rod, right? And then resoldered everything up. So now we have all of our handles.
Well,
they won't ever pull out on us. And we got these in the mail today. How's that
I got a question though. That thing in the end is open. It's an open loop. How do you connect the wires to there? Is there something that goes over that, or a piece of fuel tubing or something, or?
Just a piece of fuel tubing, Bob. If you give me 1 second, I'll show you what it looks like.
Okay.
Well, that explains why all the combat flyers have fuel tubing on their handles.
That's all you do. That's all you need.
Got it. Well, yeah, and that makes sense. So you can do a quick change if you have to.
Yeah, and we will probably. I mean, this is all we fly with here in the States. We will probably make this tubing a little bit longer to extend just a little bit down the line, because we've been told the Eastern European guys, they'll see that little part in there and they'll try to hook their lines in there and knock your tubing. Like, they fight dirty, man. Right. So, but yeah, that's basically what it is.
Safe. That's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. They're not coming. The lines will break before anything else happens. And on that topic of handles and Steve Wilk, Dave did not like this configuration, and this is how most combat handles are. They have hooks with one adjustment, because the lines are always dead nuts. They really are.
Yeah.
We don't ever get any that are more than a 16th out. So you only need just a little bit to tweak them. Dave didn't really like any of the Eastern European handles, so he had Steve make him some new handles that clip in from the back. Like, this piece is actually like a spring, but it all slides in right to the hilt. I mean, there is nothing exposed.
Oh,
nothing at all.
Nothing for them to grab onto.
Nothing. No, the hook is actually inside the handle.
Gotcha.
And you got to pop a little thing out on the back and push it out the front to put the lines up, but it's not a big deal. But Steve Wilk made a mold for this handle and all the internals that happen with this handle. And I think it's the best thing out there, because the line is literally right at the handle. There's no hook, nothing exposed. It's so clean. And when Dave was down here, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, that's one of the main reasons he came down to Nashville a few weeks ago, because he just got these handles, the new ones from Steve, and he wanted to fly them and see how he liked them.
It gives you a little less overhang too.
Yeah, no overhang. Right, exactly. The line is dead even, and it doesn't hurt that the mold that Steven made was for Dave's hand. You know, it's a custom deal for Dave Fisher. But I think that's going to be the next thing. There's no adjustment on there whatsoever. There's not even an adjustment. There's no knurled knob they're just set. But part of the reason we can do that is because when we buy these Ukrainian lines, they are within a 16th. They are so close and so dead nuts on. And even the Italian lines too, same thing. They're so close. All you got to do is do a little tweak on your push rod at the bell crank to set neutral. You don't do anything at the handle. You do it on your bell crank.
Are those Italian lines the same ones that the stunt guys are using?
I don't think so, because I think the stunt lines are made. I think they're Russian, man.
No, they're not Russian. They were Ukrainian. They were from Ruslan Chirikov. He was
Ruslan Chirikov. Okay, yeah.
He's Ukrainian. But when he stopped making them because he went into drone production or something, then they're getting them from Italy. I know that Howard Rush, if he comes on, he can probably give us the all the skinny on that.
From A&A Model Products. They're the Italian guys that are big F2D suppliers now.
Yeah, they're making stunt lines too, apparently. And
okay, I can't speak to the stunt lines because I don't know how many strands it is. I don't know what their terminations are. I think it's
3 strand, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I know that the lines we're flying they're like $7 a set, man. You know,
that's cheap
for 52-foot line. I mean, I ordered like 20 at a time from Bill Maywald.
That's cheap.
Yeah, and they may last one match, maybe 2 matches, or some of them you get 10 out of. But at $7 a set, I'm not going to make them for that.
No.
So, anywho, Stephen Wilk, Eliminator Props, thank you very much. You saved our butts, and you sent us good handles that are not going to fail at the World. So, one less thing to worry about.
Good for him. All right, good.
He's an amazing guy. He's an amazing guy. He can do a lot of cool stuff, man, and really quick too. So I sent him a gift card for a steak dinner for him and his wife for helping me out. Because he didn't charge me for it, he just did it because he's part of that community and he wanted to help us and help the team. So I figured at least I owed him a steak,
You bet.
Oh, we probably flew our last 2-up matches yesterday. Sam got home from school about 3:30. He didn't have to work. The weather was nice. So we packed up a bunch of stuff and we drove out to the field. And we flew like 8 matches last night before the sun went down. But that's probably it for matches. That brings our total match count to 141 matches since last September. His flight count is at 190 right now. And he's bugging to get to 200. He wants that. Dad, I want to say I did 200 flights. So
when you get over there and practice, it'll happen.
Well, yeah, no, he wants to do it before we leave, He wants to do it before we leave, but he's got prom tomorrow. He's working Sunday. I don't know if we can get 10 more in or not, but not bad. 190 flights and 141 matches is pretty good. But no more 2-up till we get to the actual Worlds.
Cool beans. Hi, Dave.
Hey, how you doing, Bob?
Good. I got your note today.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw the long response I put on it.
no, I didn't. I just woke up from a little nap, Bob.
I did the whole story behind the USA and the Stunt Machine series. USA was really the first stunt machine.
Yeah, it's a great airplane, boy. So is your Genesis, 2 of my faves, man.
Yeah, but those, Schaefer, everybody thinks that the Stunt Machine was the only stunt machine. There were 3 of them.
Yeah.
The first one was the USA. He never named the stunt machine. He didn't do that. That was named when Don McGovern asked him if he could publish the airplane. He saw it, I guess, at a contest or something. Yeah. And Don was the editor of Flying Models at the time. And right. So Gene said, yeah, sure, And he said, well, what's the name of it? He said, well, it doesn't have a name. He said, well, if you're going to publish it, it has to have a name. So Don goes, he says, how about Stunt Machine? And Gene goes, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I missed Schaefer when I was in New York just by a few years, and because when he stopped flying, he just disappeared, right?
Yeah, he did.
He just come around.
77 was his last flight. Was at the team selection in Georgia.
Yeah. But you hear all the stories about him when I was in New York.
Oh, sure. I could tell you stories for hours. I won't do it here, but I can tell you stories for hours.
I just know that he was a great flyer, and I just know that he had some bitterness, I guess, about not finishing or not winning, and that's always coming in second place. That was
four times.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess maybe he would build up a little resentment about why he couldn't.
Well, that's his problem if you have resentment. I mean,
yeah.
You go out, you pay your money, and take your chances. That's how it works. I think flying in the opposite direction, like Dave Cook did, probably didn't help. A lot of judges were confused, about the pattern being flown in reverse sequence, in reverse. I was the last guy to fly the Hallmark. At the end of the 77 team selection, he asked me to fly the Hallmark for him because he had taught me how to fly the other direction. I can fly either direction and do the whole pattern, no problem. And he wanted me to fly because what you do is you hook the up line of the handle to the down line of the airplane and vice versa. And when you take off in your mind, you're flying your own airplane inverted, even though the airplane's upright. So as long as you don't look at the landing gear and just concentrate on the spinner and you do the pattern from, all reverse, you can do that. So I used to fly his airplanes all the time. I flew the Stunt Machine, the Judge, and the Hallmark. But a funny story was after he taught me to do that, and he let me an airplane to fly because I didn't have an airplane at the time. The day I crashed the Caprice at Mitchell Field, and he said, "Why don't you borrow one of my airplanes?" I said, "Gene, you fly the other direction." He says, "Yeah, but if you hook the lines up upside down, you'll be able to."
Exactly.
Billy Simons was sure we were going to lose 2 airplanes in one day that way, but I was able to do it and practice up. So several years later, 1974, just before the Nationals, I went over to Flushing Meadows with my brand new Genesis, the 74, the nuclear banana. I went over there with that airplane, And he goes to me, he says, you know, how he has that twitch. He goes, how come you never let me fly your airplanes that way? And I said, well, you never asked. Here, fly it. So we hooked it up and he took off, you know, of course, going the wrong way for him. Got up to the top of the circle. He's looking down at the ground. And he says, Bobby, get out here. And I ran out there. I said, what's the matter? He says, I can't do this.
Oh, you know, you mentioned Dave Cook. You know, he was a good flyer too. Maybe some of them, you know, maybe the fact that he flew in reverse maybe affected him too. But Dave,
Yeah, he was a great flyer.
Yeah,
He was a great flyer, great designer too.
Yeah.
Well, when Schaefer said he couldn't do this, and he has my brand new airplane just buffed out and, you know, ready to go to the Nats, and he couldn't, you know, I'm thinking, well, here's the end of this airplane. But he got it together and was able to glide it down like he was landing inverted, get it on the wheels, and saved it.
Yeah, he's a great flyer, man. He was a great pilot. Yeah.
So what's up? Let's hear from Richard. What do you got going on?
Not a whole lot. I'm working on just making some stuff on my Cricket right now.
Okay.
I'm decals.
What's a Cricket?
Vinyl cutter.
Yeah, vinyl cutter. Mm,
A what?
a vinyl cutter.
Oh, a vinyl cutter. Okay, I thought it was
They say Cree-cut, but the
Pre-cut. Yeah.
Cricket is the name. Cricket, but it's Cree-cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cricket is what they say.
Yeah.
We got Ed Ross. What do you got going on?
What's that?
Ed Woski, what do you got going on?
I hesitated because the dog is trying to make a lot of noise and stuff. And that, no, just wanted to listen in, see how things were going. I was going to show Bob something the other day in regards to the new turf. And
I got the pictures. I got the photos.
Oh, okay. Okay. You saw that.
Yeah.
And it's pretty impressive. I found out that it's somewhere around 420 feet wide and 500 and a little bit long.
Wow.
And that, so a lot of possibilities there.
Yeah.
And that,
That's fun to fly off of too. I had no problems with that. It's clean.
yeah,
And it's, you know, it's like flying off asphalt almost, you know.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And that.
All right, free for all.
Yeah.
Has anybody, Bob or anybody there, has anybody had an arming plug go out, just die all of a sudden out of nowhere?
Are you using a Dean's pin shorting plug?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had them break. The spring breaks.
No, this one just died on me, Bob. I was doing vertical eights, and luckily I was able to save it. It just quit.
The shorting plug?
Yeah, the arming
Yeah,
plug.
it broke inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't let those things, you know, change them every season.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now I know.
They're easy to make if you don't want to buy them. You just short out a piece of brass, solder piece of brass. I got some plastic dip, and you just turn them upside down and dip them in the plastic dip. Make it simple.
Yep, that works too. The Walker lost a flight at the Nationals due to one of those breaking about 3 years ago.
I'm just glad it did it a part of the maneuver. I was able to save it, you know, which is good. Yeah, kind of freaked me out.
He switched over to those, I forgot what they call them. There's a different brand.
Molinex.
What's
I
that?
don't know. I think the Molinex connectors, the big yellow wide ones.
Yeah, there's a name.
XT.
Sparky, what'd you call that stuff you dip it in? What'd you say it was? Is that epoxy you said?
Look
A
up.
plastic dip. It comes in a can. I'll show you.
You can get it
Okay.
at the store.
Okay.
Or put like you want to do handles of screwdrivers and stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because I see guys with these, I'm going, well, how are they making these? I never asked, you know, I just looked at it. I saw that. You know? So,
Oh shit! Where is it? Yeah.
When I'm making hole cutters to do holes and ribs and things, you take a piece of conduit and sharpen it. And then you dip it down into the like liquid plastic, and you have yourself a little tool to make holes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where it is.
All right.
But it comes in a can.
All right. Well, thanks. But I know I got a good idea what it is now. Okay.
Go on Amazon and type plastic dip. You'll see it.
Okay.
Like you can get it at Ace Hardware, I think. Yeah, here's another one. It's a larger one with the orange. You just dip it in and
Yep.
let it cure, and then you have a grip for it.
Lisa, I'm gonna have fun.
Huh. Cool. Howard sent me a bunch of stuff today. He sent me some zigzag tape and some gurney strips and all kinds of goodies. Good man. I was hoping he comes on tonight.
If I gotta pay, I'll pay, but the double lady said I wasn't gonna pay. And I think that's
Let me mute Mike out.
flat.
There we go. Okay.
Is that
So
true?
I
Is that
got
going
my
on?
hotel, got my hotel for Brodak.
Where are you staying?
Oh, it was the same place. It's
Uniontown.
yeah. It's just shoot. Stand by. I'll look it up.
We're staying
And
in
I-
Williamsburg.
And I got myself a golf cart again.
That bird that's outside your door there, Mike. Don't let him sing anything that's recognizable, or Sparky will get a hit.
Yep.
Do what?
That bird that's singing outside the garage door.
Well, the bird. Oh, you can hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let him
Oh
sing
my gosh.
recognizable kind of song, because then Sparky will get a hit.
Wow, yeah, they're really active right now, man. Well, it doesn't help. My wife is a bird aficionado, and she has like 3 bird feeders just outside in the backyard by the patio. But I bought her, just to get off topic a little bit. Have you ever seen these bird feeders that have a camera that's remote that goes to your phone and lets you see the birds when they're at your feeder?
Yeah.
I bought her one of these bird box things for Christmas, and we put it up a couple weeks ago. And I'll tell you what, she just loves that thing. She loves sitting on the patio and watching the birds when they come. But when she's in the house, or, she just spent a week in North Carolina at her mom's, but she gets a notification on her phone that the camera's at, and she can look and see the little bird face while they're, it's kind of neat, Made sure I pointed it away from my house and not on my back patio, because I'm sure there's some server somewhere that stores all that information and they're watching and blah, blah, blah. But pretty cool. And I got 4 hummingbird feeders up, and I got about 10 hummingbirds coming to my house every night too.
Wow.
So,
Did you guys hear the story about the flock camera? You know what a flock camera is?
yeah, those are evil, man, but you can't escape them, bro. They're everywhere, man.
Yeah, well, they got a bill going in now. Those flock cameras tag everybody. They're watching everybody, and there's this one guy would get stopped every time he drove in town. I can't remember if it was Washington or Oregon or whatever, and it was for a warrant that he didn't have. And it doesn't matter where he goes in the state of Oregon or whatever, he's getting stopped by cops on this flock camera, because it alerts the police you got an active warrant. That is this, what the George Orwell, 1984.
Or yeah.
Well,
There's a
there's a little more of that story, Sparky. It's because he has a plate
Right.
that people have copied, right?
No,
'Cause
no,
that's
no. They had a 0 in his thing, and the flock system was picking it up as an O. There was a,
okay.
I mean, but that's ridiculous to be watched like that.
Yeah, well, you can't go anywhere without being on camera, man. And anywhere you go, you're on camera. You know,
Like right now.
like right now. If you go to my bird feeder and step in front of it, it's being uploaded to a server somewhere. You know?
Oh yeah.
That's why I don't have a Ring camera in my house, right? Because you don't own the intellectual property and you don't own your Ring camera. Everything's uploaded. I have a private closed circuit video system for my home for security, because Ring camera, the police can just ask Ring for a copy of the video and they'll turn it over.
Or subpoena it.
But I'm in control of my video surveillance on my house. They can't just get it surreptitiously. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time. Let's talk more about model airplanes.
Yeah. Sparky, where'd you say you were at? I'm at the Comfort Suites.
Comfort Inn in Waynesboro.
Oh, okay. You're at the other way.
Yeah, we come out of Brodak and make a right.
Yeah.
And then go up to 88 and make a right, and then go down the road and it's on the left hand side.
Yeah.
Right next to Bob Evans.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's I had 3 choices. I mean, Morgantown is just about as close as the other 2, Uniontown and Waynesburg. So
Yeah, you go out and make a left, go down the Sheets and make another left,
yep.
and then go across the bridge. Past the
I always liked Uniontown, even though it's a little further away. The hotels seem a little bit nicer, and there seems to be a few more restaurant choices in Uniontown, to me anyway.
Yeah.
Plus, we always stayed at the Fairfield. They had a nice swimming pool. They had a nice pool that we would always hit every afternoon after we got back there.
If you're looking to eat in Carmichael's, you better get it 8 by 5 o'clock, or else you ain't getting nothing.
What's the name there? Hartley's? Is that the place?
That's
Hartley's, yeah. It's awesome, man.
I like the Chinese restaurant before you get there on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
I like Dairy Queens there.
That's good too.
Yeah, blizzards.
All right, I'm going to mute out. I'm on to my very last job, other than packing a suitcase, but last airplane job. I got all these motors. I need to get all the nitro and castor out of them, so they're getting a kerosene bath and then dipped in alcohol and then dipped in alcohol and blown out. That's it. This is
Good luck.
The last airplane thing we have to do. Everything else is done, completely done, other than throwing an air tag in the model box. I just got to clean these engines. Everything else is packed, and then we just got to count underwear and socks for our luggage, I guess.
See you later.
All right. I'll be here listening.
I'm working on that big twin, Sparky.
Yeah, you getting it painted?
I'm getting ready to shoot the in about a week or less. I'm going to be able to shoot the rando fill on it, get a primer on it, and get it sanded down. But I'm putting getting the retracts working now.
Yeah. I had the set of retracts for it. I don't know what happened to them.
Well, I got tons of retracts. I've had them, I've been messing with those for a long time. I'll show it to you. I got it over here. This. I'll make the gear go up and down, at least the mains. Let's see if I can get this to. I got to put something on here to prevent it from falling.
That airplane has more miles on it than any other plane that's ever been flown.
Well, I don't know about that. Some of the ones that went to Europe or China or things probably had a few miles on them too. All right, so anyway, you see that there?
Yeah.
See if I can get this thing straightened up. That's close enough. Yeah. Oh. Getting ready to fit the nose gear now, but I got the mains all done.
The nose gear going to retract too?
I'm sorry?
Nose gear going to retract too?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm working on now. Let's see if I get my battery plugged in here.
So you got the centrifugal force thing whipped, do we?
What's that?
Centrifugal force.
No,
You got it whipped so they'll come down and won't have to.
no, it's electric retracts. Hold on a second. Got to get the battery plugged in correctly here. Give me just a second.
Well, we got an hour.
All right. Let's see if that'll work. Got the battery. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's on. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was done with the transmitter, but you know, it'll be hooked up to the timer when we fly it actually. So what's that?
I said, right.
I got the nose gear strut in here, and now what I got to do is I got to get the mains down, get the nose wheel axle in place, and then get it so the airplane sits so it's about 1/4 of a degree up in the nose. You don't want any down. Level's okay, but if you know, like a 1/2 degree, 1/4 degree up is better. That won't leap off the ground; it'll fly off the ground. And then I can get that strut on, get that silver soldered or braze, and then I'll open up the hole for it to swing down through. I'll retract it, put it in the airplane, and take a pin or a piece of wire, and go around the wire and the wheel to give me a rough opening. And then I'll just clean it up so it has a pretty shape. And then basically seal off the raw wood before I opened up the wheel wells, and it's ready to rock and roll.
That's a big mama.
It is a big bomb, 745 squares. Here, I'll show you.
You're gonna have to stand back, like out in the yard.
There's the
Yeah.
Nice.
745 square inches. It's a big mama, but it's only going to weigh about 70 ounces. And, you know, with 2 badass 2814s in it and a 6S Ion and an Igor timer system, which has the kick in the corner feature, you know, 20 inches of disc span, it should be a performer.
Nice.
It's cool.
It's a big
Is that
boy.
a chunk out? Is that a chunk out of the rudder?
Chunk out of the rudder?
Yeah. Is there a dent in the top of the rudder? No. I thought it was in the leading edge. No, it's just an optical illusion.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. When I got it back from you, Sparky, you know, for everybody to know, I sold this to Jerry House, and when he passed away, it was stored for a while at, I guess, Jerry's house, right?
Right.
And then Sparky got it, and then I offered to buy it back. And the only thing that was wrong with it, well, the flaps were broken, but I was going to make new flaps anyway. It's no big deal. Was this one little, where to find it? Yeah, right there. That little, there was like a BB-sized dent in the wing. It took me about 10 seconds to fix. That was the only thing that was damaged on this airplane. After being away for so long and stored in an attic or something, it's in pretty good shape.
It was stored behind coolers and stuff on the top shelf. It was hard to dig out.
Well, it was, they didn't do any damage to it. So when I get the red, they'll fill silver on. It'll show any imperfections. But I went over it pretty closely, and I couldn't find anything. Really, virtually in perfect condition. So.
Well, I'm glad you got it back.
Yeah, I'll have it flying this year. I've decided this is all I'm going to get done this year. With my back and legs, I can't stay in the shop all day long. But I get this one so close that I can have it in primer in about a week, and then color a week after that, and then by end of May I should be flying this thing. So anyway, that was my show and tell for the night.
All right. I already told on myself I'm not going to show it.
What's that?
I already told on myself I'm not going to show it.
Oh.
How'd you get it back, Bob? Did you have to go drive and pick it up, or what?
He brought it out to Rodax, 2 years ago?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like that. It went from Bob's house to Jerry's house, from Jerry's to my house, and sat behind my airplane stash for a year, and then I took it back to Brodax.
Okay.
Yeah. It's well cured. It's a fully sheeted built-up wing, and there's no dips in the wing anywhere. I candled it. It's like a foam wing, and I used low shrink nitrate. Well, first thing I did was I brushed a coat of Z-epoxy on the whole airplane, heated it, and wiped it off, sections at a time, and then sanded it. And then I put a couple of coats of no shrink nitrate or non-tautening nitrate on, and then put on 2/10 carbon veil with about 90% thinner. And then I put on a couple of coats of dope and sanded between coats until I got a nice smooth finish. It's ready for primer. And nothing else has to be done to it. I got to seal those areas where I opened up for the Gladiator to go through. Other than that, it's ready for primer.
I tried that Z-epoxy. Rick was telling me to do the Z-epoxy thing about, just putting a coat of Z-epoxy and sanding, and then just put some primer and then hit it with the base coat.
Well, more than that, when you put the Z-epoxy on, don't just leave it there. You got to heat it and wipe it off.
Okay, I didn't. That's why I didn't heat it. I didn't heat it. I did wipe it off in here, but I didn't heat it with a heat gun and then wipe
it becomes more less viscous, or more viscous. Which is it? More viscous. Less viscous.
Less viscosity, right?
Less viscous, thinner. It becomes like water, and you can wipe it all off and keep heating and wiping until you can't get any more off at all.
Okay.
And then let it cure, and then sand it with like 320, and then you can go right to covering at that point, or if you want to do a different kind of finish, you can put on another coat of this epoxy, same exact way, and it adds nothing in weight. Sand that, and then another coat, and sand that, and then go to primer, and then you don't have any covering on the airplane at all. I've done several airplanes that way, and it's very light, but over time you will start to see grain in places. So I'm going back to covering them.
Well, how much epoxy would you have to use on that big size airplane you have there? How much? I mean, that's quite a bit, huh?
You mix up a cup that's an ounce, and that's enough to do a panel with some left over. Again, you brush it on or pour it on, and then as soon as it's fully covered, you heat it and wipe it all off. So you're not putting on an ounce. I mean, you're putting on maybe a quarter of an ounce, and then you're sanding some of that. And what it does is, it prevents, if you're going to use dope over that or something else, it prevents that from soaking into the balsa wood. It's a barrier coat. So in the end result, it's no heavier than doing it any other way.
Sure. But you're going to go back to silk span, huh, Bob? Back to doing
well, I'm gonna either silk span or go back to using carbon again. I have carbon. I had no problem with the carbon. Except to get now, it's very expensive. It used to be like $6-7 a square yard. Now it's like $28 a square yard. So Frank Williams found a deal in China where we could buy these big reams of it, like 80, 90 yards. And we got it for like $2.50 a yard. But you had to buy a whole lot of it. And we got a little consortium together, and a whole bunch of us bought, and we divvied it up and each have about, I don't know, 20 yards or something,
Yeah.
How is polyspan to work with?
Well, I think Sparky's done more with polyspan than I have.
Uh,
My Continental's covered with polyspan. Polyspan is a great medium. I mean, it's indestructible stuff. However, it takes twice as much dope to fill as double aught soak span.
Yes.
And if you put it on wrong, you're done. Don't. You'll never get the hair out of it.
Bobby McDonald does all his airplanes with polyspan. He's done I-beamers and he's done his Strathmores and all that stuff. He swears by it.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
did that little Frisky Pete I did several years ago. I did that with polyspan. It worked out great.
It's only for the wings, though. You don't want to put it over the wood,
yeah.
Open bays.
Yeah. Open bays.
The reason why I tried it, and my Thunderbolt was covered with polyspan, and my Continental XL was covered with polyspan. The reason why I tried it is Gary Hayjack took me down in his basement, and he said, "Look at this new stuff." And he took a screwdriver, of course, butt handle first, and he dropped it from about 2 foot away, right in the open bay, and it went, and it bounced right off. I said, "That's it. That's great stuff."
Yeah. And if you put a dent in it that way, you heat it, then comes out.
Come back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna try it.
it's strong. One thing about it doesn't work around corners very well, around curves. You got to be careful about curves.
That's
And
not true. It works great, but it takes a technique, and you can see it on my channel. You got to pull it and heat it with a heat gun, and just.
I did that. And you got around too severe a curve. It just gets little wrinkles in it. I don't like that.
I got it. I'll show you how to do it sometime. It's not that hard. Pull it, and
Yeah.
some of the
if you have the technique, that's
some of the problem is it won't stick down. So if it won't stick down, just take a little CA and put it on there and stick it down.
It's like doing monocoat wingtips.
Yep.
You gotta you can't touch it. You gotta heat it and then stretch it and pull down, and then get it to contact.
Yep.
Yeah.
It worked great. I don't get zero wrinkles, but it takes some time. You got to finesse it,
Yeah.
better man than me, Gungadin. I think I'm getting a little bit of a lock up here. I'm going to get off and come back on because every time I do that, I get, refreshed thing here. So I'll be right back.
As a matter of fact, while Bob's gone, my shoestring wings are covered with polyspan, but the fuselage is covered with that. What is that stuff Sig sold? It was like fabric.
Coverall, right?
Coverall, that's it. Yeah, coverall.
Yeah.
I was going to cover it with tissue, but you talk about a compound curve on the fuselage. It's going around this way and going around that way, and there's no way you could have covered. So,
What's that stuff that Brodak sells now? That's not real silksman, is it? I don't know what that is, or is it? Because I use it, I ruined my airplane with it.
Well, it's a learning curve too.
Yes, it is. Yeah, yes, it is.
It's not like the K&S stuff.
No. Yeah, ruined it with paint trying to fill it. I couldn't get it filled because you got to do shiny side up and all that, and I didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
God, man, it was a mess. And I got a really heavy, brand new DC Nobler, never flown. I won't fly it; it's too heavy.
How much does it weigh?
Let's say it's in 50 ounces. It's 50 ounces.
There's been so many 50-ounce Noblers built, you can't believe it.
Is it really? Not competitive ones though, Sparky. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's sitting on my wall right now with an Aero Tiger 36 in it, just sitting there.
Well, I'll tell you, I can't remember the Australian guy's name, but he had one that was just over 60 ounces, but it had a Rojet in it, you know. PJ Rowland, I think, is the
Okay.
guy's name. And I think if I remember right, it was 60 ounces, something like that.
Mine's about 51 probably, Sparky, to be honest. About 51 ounces. Yeah.
Fly it. I mean,
Yeah.
many green box Noblers built at 50 ounces.
This
Now
is a
you got
good one.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a little bigger wing than a green box, I think. It's a little
Yeah.
bigger. Not much.
Because if you built that Nobler with top flight wood, you can best bet that it was going to be over 50 ounces.
Yeah, but I didn't build it with top plate. I used few pieces of the wood, but not much. Not much.
Well, as a kid, I didn't know about changing wood out and cutting new parts, but I built lots of them right out of the box.
It cost us too much money.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The kits were $5.95, and then to replace the wood on top of that, no, man. All my Noblers had McCoy 35s in them. Well, 35s and 40s. So
50 ounce Nobler, huh? With a McCoy 35. That's a lot. That's asking a lot out of that motor, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. I did end up with one with a G21 35 with a stunt Venturi on it. I had a Thunderbird with a Super Tiger 35 in it.
Sparky, what are you doing with your Continental? Are you going to fly it this year? Are you rebuilding it or refinishing it or what?
Yeah, I refinished it and screwed it up. I tried to cheat and the paint screwed up, so I got to refinish the nose.
What'd it do? What happened?
Peeled up.
Oh.
Didn't stick. Even though I used Prepsol, the ATX, I didn't get it scuffed good enough and I didn't get it wet enough and it just pulled right up. Tried to spray it dry.
Then when you lifted the tape up, it just pulled right up, huh?
Yep.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
You'll get it fixed quick.
No, I'll get it fixed if I got to refinish the whole fuselage.
It's a pretty airplane, that's for sure.
What's the difference with this Venturi and this one here? I mean, they're smaller.
One's taller than the other.
Yeah, I know that. This is a brand new engine, never been ran. And I didn't see a Venturi like that before.
Well, we can't see. Let me see. Make you bit. Well, you're not. Let's look at the inside of it. Hold it up.
Hold it forward more.
The one on the right, or in your right hand would be a like a combat situation. The one on the left would be more stunt, smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right.
And the one on your left hand has a taller stack, which will give you more torque.
Right. Okay.
What motors are those? What is that, Richard?
They're both
Evos?
FP40s OS.
Oh, FP40s. Are they Dixon FP40s or just no?
I don't think so. This one, I just bought this one. It was brand new and never been ran. So
Yeah. It's got a big Venturi in it.
Yeah, huge.
That's got a big one there.
You have a vernier. You have a vernier there.
a what?
Vernier caliper.
Vernier caliper.
No, I don't. No, no.
You take them out and measure them.
Yeah. Okay.
Use a number drill. Put a drill down in, and that'll tell you the exact size. And then go to the next one. Use the smaller size.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait a minute. I have a caliper here. I'll give it to you. Hold on.
I'll hold it up there.
Yeah, hold it up. That'll work.
Yeah.
Just ask AI what size it is and show it to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got I think my next plane I'm going to build is a SV11, and I've got 4 different engines, and I'm not sure which one to go with.
Well, what do you got?
I got a Super Tiger 60.
That's too heavy. Oh no, what's one you got? The V60 or G60?
It's got a big V on the side. That one.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
that's the motor right there.
This one here.
Yeah, except you got no muffler ears, which is a bummer.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. And I've got a OS Max SF 46.
Nah, use a 60.
Nah.
You need a 60?
Are you going to build the
Yeah.
airplane yourself, or is it one of those ARFs?
No, I got to build it myself.
Okay, because those ARFs are too heavy for a 46.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a OS 46, and I have an OS FP 60.
No, that's way too heavy.
Way too heavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Super Tiger is my best choice.
Yeah, I think so. What you got
Uh-huh.
there?
Yeah.
Of course, the other guys will tell you put electric motor in it, but
I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that Super Tiger weighs 11.9 ounces.
yeah, and it's like you say, it's
I put
too
a
bad you
bad.
don't have muffler ears.
What's that?
It's too bad it doesn't have muffler ears.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Have you thought about trying electric?
I haven't. No. Never have.
The 35 15 710 weighs about 6.5, 7 ounces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you
Uh-huh.
know, that would pull that airplane around like it was a toy.
Yeah.
See.
Then the
Well,
battery weighs 11 ounces or 10 ounces. So you
what
can
was
make,
But that's further back. So it's just a suggestion.
what was the motor, Bob?
Badass 35 15 710.
35,
got.
15, 710.
Great motor, man.
Yeah, that's what everybody's using.
And what size battery?
Well, you can use a 2800 6S, or you could use the LiPoly, or what we're using now are Li-ion batteries, which are 3000 milliamp 6Ss.
650s.
And they work great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a thought, I guess.
But get it if you decide. Yes, I'm not trying to talk you into it. You do
No.
it because it's a hobby. You do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But if you decide you ever want to go that way, get in touch with me, and I'll help you get all the stuff together.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I've never done anything with electric, so.
It'll spoil you.
Yeah, right.
Do you have any pipe motors? Do you have any PA motors?
I don't.
Okay.
No.
That's always an option too.
PA 50 would be really nice for that.
Hmm. I was looking for some online. I couldn't find any anywhere. So
Sparky's got them probably.
yeah.
I got one left in an airplane.
You can still buy road jets brand new.
Yeah, I see there's a Roadjet on Stunt Hangar right now. A 76, I guess.
Wow. Perfect.
Yeah.
Kind of got to be careful of them big blocks because it takes more fuel. They're heavier.
Yeah.
They really pull too.
I don't need that. Uh-huh.
I had a bunch of SV11s with Super Tiger 60s in them.
Uh-huh.
That was back before Randy had a version with a pipe.
Yep. Yeah.
And I loved it. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, this one shows up, the plans of pipe in it, so yeah.
Well,
I flew Wendy's Novanta the 90. I didn't think it pulled that, from what I remember, until I crashed it, but it didn't pull that hard. Big monster though, that's for sure.
Mark Gerber, we got a Bearcat report.
Sure.
Yeah.
Test flight complete.
We've been waiting all night for a Bearcat report.
Yeah.
It should be done by now, Mark.
I'm glad I got on. I think you're running out of things to talk about or something.
Mark was watching the football draft.
That's what I was doing too. Okay, here we go. This was last Monday.
Nice.
So now I've painted the wing walks
Ooh,
and the
Little
landing
orange
gear
peel. Got a little orange peel on it.
wheel wells. So,
Nice.
and then here's what it looks like now. I put some wheels on it and the
Oh,
flaps and the elevators and the
blow that
rudder.
up. Did you blow that up at all?
Yeah. I don't blow
Or
up too much. either.
enlarge it. Don't blow it up. Enlarge it.
I can't enlarge it from here. He's got to do it.
Wait a minute, what's going on here?
It's full screen for me.
Yeah,
Mm.
That's nice.
that's the picture. Control, see, Control plus. Click on the picture, push down the control. Click
This
on the
button up here
picture.
is not working.
That's
There
all
you
right.
go.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hey, hey,
Really nice.
that's pretty.
Just don't look at that spot back there.
What
That,
spot?
that milk right there, it milk. I mean, yeah, it did, huh? Blushed, huh?
Well, I gotta do. I want to rub it out next week, so
Yeah.
that'll go away.
Yeah, don't go
I
away.
hope.
You got one on the tail too, don't you?
I can't see it from here. Let's
One on
see.
the inboard. Oh no, that's a reflection. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
reflection here, but I got some on the bottom side you can't see, and on
Hmm.
the flaps here too. But
It'll buff out.
yeah,
Looks great, Mark.
this.
Keep the compound away from the flat black though, because the flat black will shine.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'll cover that over.
How's the weight?
I don't know yet. I was just thinking I could probably put the motor in it and put the tank in it and throw a
Well,
couple
you
extra
just weigh the
pieces in there.
airplane and weigh the motor and tank separately and just add them together.
Yeah, propeller and spinner and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't weighted it yet, so I don't know.
Get a
Where's
ballpark.
it? I'm hoping when I rub it out, it'll take a little weight off of it.
It'll
We'll
take
see.
not a whole lot.
Not much.
Not much.
If you weigh the motor tank and all the hardware separate, and then the airplane, and add them together, then add 2 ounces.
Yeah.
Just the way it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mystery.
and then
To clean it up, Billy Simons used to call that the crap fairy. He used to use another word.
when I get it flying, I'm probably
About
gonna
2 or 3
add
ounces.
some weight to the nose or take some weight off. I don't know which.
I always
So, we'll
keep
see.
pretty accurate weight records, and that tells me when I'm painting how much paint I can put on.
Yeah.
Don't you ever get depressed and quit before you finish your plane?
All
Uh,
the time.
no, but it helps me to make decisions as I go.
Yeah.
I
Looks
have
good.
told other people to quit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm very pleased with that class code clear. It really,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
it's hard. There's some overspray and a few dust speckles and things you can't see, and I think they'll rub out. So
When did you clear it?
Monday.
Yeah, you better get after sanding it because it'll be hard as a rock.
Yep.
Well, I don't want it to be too soft because once I sand through it, then when I
Yeah.
get to the blue, I'll
Yeah,
have to
that-
paint some more
When
blue.
we do the urethane or polyester clears, you gotta sand them the next day.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it gets so hard you won't be able to buff a shine up. It gets so difficult.
I'll do like Phil Granderson. I'll get a power buffer and go at it.
Yeah, even with a power buffer, if you sand it the next day and start buffing, it works great.
I'm a little more aggressive than Bob. The minute I can touch it, I start sanding.
Yeah, probably doesn't hurt.
Because then it's light pressure, lots of water, light pressure, and it sands right up.
Anyway, our club has I built it contest a week from Tuesday night. So that's the target here, to get it all cleaned up and polished and put together and take to that. So
Yeah,
us control line guys always take all the awards back from the scratch built
ain't that
category. Keith Russell and I and Jerry Higgins and Chris Brainerd. The RC guys never scratch build very much. They all buy ours and ready-made ones. So
Yep.
the club president always comments on how good the craftsmanship is at the control line guys show. So we've come to take kind of pride in going to that event with good looking stuff.
Wow.
Anyway, there you go. So
Really nice. It's come a long
then
way.
flying it will be the next fun. So
Hmm.
the
You're
wind
gonna
never
use the
dies
same
down.
motor as the last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the motor, when it crashed, the motor wasn't running. I think it's fine. So it was
Have
in
you bench
grass.
run it since?
No, but it was in grass. So
Okay.
Thanks, Howard.
Is Howard?
Hey,
Yeah.
Howard.
Howard,
Hi.
those
I got the stuff, Howard. I want to really thank you for all that you sent. That was great.
Oh, there was one that turned up on my desk here. I owe you one. I'll give it to you at the Northwest Regionals.
I hope I can get there. I'm trying to get out there, man. Definitely.
Okay.
Yes. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Did you see that picture, Howard, of Paul and David with the airplanes together on Facebook?
Not on Facebook, but I saw a picture of him.
And then he had more pictures where he went flying out over the San Francisco Bay in Chris's RD1.
Oh, I didn't see
RV.
that. Yeah, I saw they were
formerly
flying.
Chris's aren't.
Yeah. So when I put a comment on, I said, you're going flying with David in an airplane that Chris built. Is that wise?
Hey, check the elevator slider. That's what.
Yeah.
I thought that, but I didn't have the gall to put that in writing.
No,
I'm an East Coaster. I'll do it every time.
that's too mean. Yeah. I saw that airplane that crashed at the Smithereens. He stopped by on the way back. And it was awful. It was such a pretty airplane. It was perfect.
Yeah, it's a shame. Everything he builds is beautiful.
This was a step beyond.
What's he
Well, they
taking?
still got all the molds, right?
Is he taking the Sherrod airplane to the world? So that's what
That's what I hear. Yeah.
The Aurora, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Good airplane.
Yeah, he said it had a better corner than his other Hellcat. So
It was amazingly light for a take apart.
in
the low 60s, I think.
Wow.
Well, he's still got all the molds.
Which one are you talking about? The Hellcat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I saw some of the stuff on Facebook when he was molding it. And
Go. Something fell. Okay.
Hey, Howard, you and Jim weren't on a little while ago. Neither was Mark when I showed this. I'm going to put this back over here for a minute.
oh, nice.
Show off.
Yeah.
Getting ready to do the nose gear next. So.
Does that work with a timer?
Yeah, that works off the timer. But the timers have a fail-safe in them, so that if anything happens during the flight,
They deploy. Yeah.
it'll come down and lock.
That's what you hope.
Well, I've never had it failed yet, so we'll see.
Which timer is that? The time and dial?
The Aeroglass timer has it, but the Igor timer has it too.
Oh, okay. Is that the Igor you got?
I got two of them. Yeah, I got two of the 12 pins.
What version?
Well, the latest one, the 12 pin, the latest one, with all the kick in the corner features and all that stuff.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those.
Well, I don't know. Here, I have them here someplace.
How do you tell? Because I have a pretty early one.
It'll say in the paperwork you got with it, probably.
Okay. I haven't had the courage to
Or
take it
yeah,
apart and look at it.
maybe when you turn it on, it'll say what it is, or the Jedi box will tell you what it is.
There's no writing on this one.
All right.
It's got but it's got the 12 pin.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's one connector with 12 pins, huh? Is that, or you got multiple connectors sticking out of there?
yeah,
Could be the other end of the wires.
two different wires.
Two different wires. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got four of these pin 44s to go with it. So.
Oh yeah, I got some of those. All
I
dressed
think
up.
I have
no
the same
place to go.
thing.
Well, for a twin, that's the smallest I can get now because it doesn't provide the 33s anymore.
No.
I have one airplane
Yep.
with 33, so I can pirate those if I have to.
Is this the same as Bob's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's the same. It looks the same.
Turn it around.
Yeah, looks exactly the same.
I've had this for a while. I haven't used it.
It takes a while to get used to it and dial everything in.
Mikey Palco is going to come up and help me set it up because he's got a lot of experience with them. So
Okay. I think the principle is you start with zero everything and then kind of sneak up on it.
add on, yeah.
That's what sort of worked for me. I flew with the old one the other day. I think it works better.
Really? Without the kick in the corner?
I haven't compared them back to back lately. I had too much of one of the gains in there, and it was speeding up in tricks. And
Yeah, I was talking to Joe Daly. He said you really don't need any more than 2 at the most out of 10.
2 out of 10. Oh,
Because we were working with Angstrom. He had the climb and dive timer, but he had way too much kick in the corner on it. So
yeah.
everybody puts, it's like a new toy. They want to play with all the features, and they jack everything up to 10. It's way too much. He says 1 or 2 is plenty.
Okay, that's a different scale than Igor's.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have a good time with it.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
What tells it when to kick in?
That's
You have
that's an interesting question.
Is it tuned to your flying? And so you got to try to be there at the time when the timer takes off.
It probably a function of pitch rate.
Load, I would think, wouldn't you? When you turn a corner, it would load the engine, so the sensor senses that it's loading and then throws it some more.
It doesn't monitor the motor.
Doesn't work on the motor.
It's all open loop, but it has acceleration and rate gyros in there.
Is it kicking the same in all the corners?
No. How's it know not to do that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like to see a block diagram of this. The climb and dive guy, I asked him for a block diagram. He said, "You can look at the code." Oh, I guess I could. I don't know if I can tell what it says, but
How does it know the difference when you're flying along level and then you do a loop? And like Bob, he goes abruptly into a loop. How does it know not to stay power? So the loop doesn't wind up.
I don't know. That's the mystery. I would guess that it looks at the pitch rate and it has a threshold that's a higher pitch rate than you see in a loop.
Was it got a mercury switch in it?
No, it's got a rate gyro.
It's calibrating on its own, isn't it, Howard? There's no calibration process with it, correct?
I don't know.
Okay, all right. I know that Orestes, when he flies this is really profound with that kick. It's very noticeable out of all the other, planes that are flying. His is very profound, very distinct, and noticeable anyways.
Yeah, Igor, I think, overdoes it also.
Yeah.
It's when you get used to it, you can do that.
It'll be interesting to see if with two motors, how much kick you're going to need. You have,
What if they get out of sync?
Yeah.
Oh, something about that. Paul was talking about. He was driving 4 ESCs with one timer, and he had to put in a booster.
Yeah.
To boost the signal to the timers. So
I don't have trouble with the twin.
Jimmy had trouble with a twin, but I don't know what that was.
He thought it was because we was putting the ESCs and the fuselage adjacent to each other, but we've been doing that for a while. It doesn't affect it.
Yeah, I made him an optical isolator. So, but I don't think he used it. He moved on to another project.
Yeah, we've had no problems putting the ESCs adjacent to each other in the fuselage. The outboard ESC goes on the inboard side of the inside the fuselage, so that the wires don't have to make such a tight bend. It just goes across the fuselage, they X across and go out into the nacelles. That works fine.
Bob, when it kicks in the corner on your twins, is it really the same and you're not inducing any yaw?
Well, we don't know that yet. That's the whole thing. We're trying to haven't put one on yet. I've been flying a Fiorati all this time, and it does boost, but it doesn't boost to the corners anymore. It doesn't have the same thing as that kick in the corner feature.
Right.
I want to try that. I'll let you know. Jury's out. I got 3 twins here, and I want to put different systems in each one and evaluate all 3 of them for a twin, because twins are different than single motor airplanes.
Well, it can watch your head explode.
Yeah.
Mike Vonke have something to say?
Yeah, I just want to I want to tell Jim Hoffman, thank you for all the great coverage from VSC that you did across all the forums. Great pictures and just good reporting on VSC. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
It takes guys like you to take the time to take the photographs and post them and put them up. So thank you for that, Jim.
Well, you're very welcome. I'm running the contest too.
Oh, yeah. Did you get to fly?
I did. I flew 2 events.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Busy boy.
And then Howard, do you recognize the name Dick Brasher? From the old combat days?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, I got a little letter from Dick today and a small donation for Sam to go to the World Champs. I cannot read this letter while the stream is still going, but if we hang out,
that sounds like him. Yeah.
I will read this letter that Dick wrote to me and Sam after the stream ends because I don't want to put it on YouTube.
Yeah, you wouldn't. No,
I wouldn't.
Did the word substandard come up?
No, I had a really hard time reading his writing.
Is that where you got that, Howard?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was his favorite term. Well, almost.
Okay, so Howard, just stick around a little bit after the YouTube stream ends, and I'll read the letter. I can't do it because it's not appropriate.
Yeah, well, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm
And
familiar
then I
with it.
wanted to ask Richard McIntyre. I don't think we've ever met in person. I know you from the forums and stuff like that, but I saw you when you were walking around your shop a little earlier. You got a whole rack of kits back there. It looks like you have a pretty nice shop. Can we get a little Richard McIntyre shop tour, like what you got going on? Because I think you're way more organized than anybody else here, and it looks really cool. Maybe show us what you got there, man.
A lot of these, let me see if I can get this. A lot of these I've already built some of them. Some of them I haven't. So let's see what else is over here.
Wait, did I just see a RC helicopter over there, bro?
Yeah, you did. That's my engine case. And I got some more planes over there.
Got some deer antlers up there. All right. So you like killing deer. That's
big
awesome.
deer hunter. Yeah.
What heli you got up there?
That's a Raptor.
A Raptor. Okay.
Thunder
What
Tiger.
size? Thunder Tiger.
Yeah.
30 or 40 or
I don't even know. I've never flown it. It's never been started.
oh God, fire that thing up. Go wreck it, man.
That's exactly it. I'd always be afraid if I'd wreck it. So
yeah, no, just set a camera up and go fly it. See what happens.
I just finished my
EC3.
Wow.
Where we go? That way there.
Oh wow.
My DC3.
Is that RC or control line?
Control line.
Oh, you're gonna fly scale at the Nats, I guess, right?
I don't know.
You should. Yeah, you absolutely should, bro.
It's kind of dark on this side.
No, yeah. Okay.
But let's see. I got some planes over here.
Look at all those airplanes.
God, dude, where do you live? Where you been forever, man? You got all kinds of stunt planes in there.
I do.
Where do you live, Richard?
I'm out in Kansas.
Kansas. You ever been to the Nats?
Yeah, I went last year just to watch.
Okay, so, you went just to watch.
Where in Kansas?
Just north of Manhattan, a little ways.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you fly with Jim Lee or Todd?
No.
No.
I fly by myself, and I always have. And there's a Spitfire up top, Sky Ray, some other ones.
What are you doing? How come you're not competing at the Nats, man? Are you going? Is there another room behind that door with more airplanes?
Oh wow! That's a Umlin Fiat up top, a Ringmaster, Beechcraft Stagger Wing, and down the bottom there, that's a Papoose down there. So,
wow. Richard, I would encourage you to come to the Nats and fly, bro. Like you can't be out there in Kansas doing all that by yourself.
A chipmunk up there and a smoothie and a few
Have you ever gone to a contest?
I've never flown in a contest. No,
Oh my God! Somebody help this guy. Get him to a contest somewhere, man.
The Tulsa one, probably the closest, isn't it?
Yeah, we need this guy. We need you to show up at local contests, and Kansas isn't that far from the net. Look at that shop, that pegboard. You are way too organized, too, bro.
I got to keep organized. I like being organized. I got some more kits over here.
Well, if you like being organized, you should love flying the AMA stunt pattern, bro.
I try. I'm not good.
That's all about organization, man, and getting it together and doing it in an organized manner.
Yeah. I got a Laser Continental, a Randy Smith SP11.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's real good. I have that same ugly orange pit box. And mine is orange too. Mine is orange too. Same color.
Got a Vico kit back there.
Yeah. I just picked up this one the other day.
Ah.
Where'd he at? There we go.
Oh, nice.
That's a Mathis kit.
Yep, I built one of those kits in the '80s.
Tough. Yeah, I just don't know which one to build next, you know? I got another green box Nobler.
Build the stiletto.
Yeah.
The stiletto?
Yeah.
Better than the Nobler.
Put a Tiger 46 in it and go.
I do have another. I do have another Nobler. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see.
What's the Vico kit?
This one up top here, it's a
Thunderbird, huh?
smoothie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would suggest, Richard, instead of building more kits, because you got about 30 pretty decent control line airplanes in there.
Yeah.
Fly the hell out of those and come to a contest, man. You know, learn what you don't know. Come to a contest. Come to the Nats. Learn, you know, or try to get somebody to, you know, you say you fly a pattern. Somebody can coach you and help you out a little bit, man.
Where does Dave Tribble live?
And he's
Kansas City.
he's probably an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me.
Okay.
Well,
I drive that
worth
far
the
every
Saturday
day.
drive, man.
I go down to Tulsa to the Tulsa contest in September.
I got this Nobler too.
That's a moon kit, huh? Yeah, it is.
It's all together. You just gotta. Everything's all built inside.
That's a moon.
That's a moon kit. Holy cow, man!
Yep, those are good kits.
There aren't many of those around anymore.
They're usually pretty light too.
Yeah, it is. It's very light. Yeah.
How far are you from Topeka?
An hour.
Well, Jim Lee lives in Topeka.
Yeah. Dude, you are not allowed to own that many control line airplanes and not go to contests, man. You're not allowed to do that.
I got some.
You got the Magnum,
a Chief.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Magnum.
That's what I grew up flying, Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them.
I got another Papoose.
You gonna come to the Tulsa contest?
Yeah, there you go. You need to meet people.
Yeah.
You need to meet
You're not
people.
doing it alone. Yeah, you don't want to do it alone.
I've seen you on here for a couple of weeks, man, and I've seen you on some of the forums, and I recognize your name from that, but I've never met you in person, and that's why I wanted to ask. Especially you panned your wall, and I saw all that stuff, and I was like, man, I gotta find out more about this guy, man. Bro, you shouldn't be out there all alone just flying control line by yourself.
I fly out in my backyard, and that's it.
Well, the reality of it is,
a flyer.
Richard, how much of the pattern do you know?
Not much. I can't do a square loop to save my life.
Well, you know, at the Nats we have
do an
beginner and
ugly-
intermediate.
Can you do all
Can
the
you
round?
You do an ugly round loop?
all the round maneuvers?
Yeah.
That's an inside square.
Yeah, I can't do the square deals. I don't know. I come around the top and it just makes a loop back and never goes straight down.
All right, I'm going to give you a little hint about flying square loops. It's not about the corners; it's about the flats. So turn the corner and fly place it from one flat to the next flat. Don't even worry about the corner, how tight it is. Just fly the flats, and then you'll get good at flying the flats, and then you can start working on tightening the corners if you can. But fly the flats.
That's it. I can't do the flats. I don't know why.
So a lot of this hobby you can learn by reading, sharing, watching.
Yeah.
The one thing you can't do that has to be face to face is trimming an airplane.
That's
A guy like Jim Lee or Dave Tribble can take 3 flights on your airplane and turn it into a different animal.
Yeah. I guess that's my problem, trimming the airplane and
it won't fly flats probably because it's not trimmed, Richard. You know, it needs to be trimmed.
Yeah. I just started using a different handle. I just started using this hard point handle.
Excellent handle.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I've only used it a few times. So, and I think I've been having my line spacing too far apart. I was flying at like 4 1/4 inches.
That's not too far apart.
No?
Well,
Okay.
depends on the control system in your airplane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Thank you, Howard.
It's still not too far apart though.
Okay. Just keep practicing, I guess. That's all. I mean, figure eights and overhead and everything.
Well, where's your balance point on your airplanes? If you were to measure back from the leading edge of the wing, what are they?
I've checked them all, and I use this here. I seen Sparky doing this, and I made this here, and I just set them up on top of this, and I screw it down to the table, and I go by what's on the plan that it tells you.
There you go.
So they're all really well balanced. So
That's a start.
You got to remember, really well balanced by the plan may not be really well balanced. So
yeah.
just because it says to do it here, you may want to move it back so that it does the turn. You know.
Yeah.
Seal the flaps. It'll help it get around the corner.
Well, let's not overload Richard with a whole bunch of stuff. Let's just get him around some guys that fly control line. Like,
get with Dave Tribble. He's
I am.
And fly a little bit.
He's got my email address, and when he starts flying, I'm going to take a ride out there.
That would be the best thing. Take all those airplanes with you. And he'll
Make him come to you. He doesn't have a place to fly there, I don't think.
Take the one that you want to fly because he'll help you trim it.
Yeah. So
he's really good at that.
There's probably 5 or 6 of these that I've never even flown yet. So, but I've been building them over the winter. So
here's another bit of advice. Each airplane has its own handle.
Okay. Yeah.
So you set it, you get it trimmed to that handle, and you leave that handle with the airplane.
Yeah. And I take notes all the time, and I write everything down. And I check the rake on them to see where that's at. And
you got to get out with some other guys, man. That's
I know. Yeah.
You need to get out with some other guys, and all that other stuff that everybody's saying, that'll all fall in line. But the most important thing is get with somebody else that flies control line. Go out and fly those airplanes, man.
Yeah.
The other stuff, I'm telling you, it'll all fall into place and it'll make sense. The most important thing, find somebody else. And Dave Tribble will be a great guy to do that with. Jim Lee would be a great guy to do it. And I know you're a couple hours or whatever it is. But a Saturday when you know you're going to have weather, make the drive, go to their field, spend a day with them, and then go from there.
Yeah.
And we'll see you at the Nats this summer or next year.
I'll probably go anyway, even if I don't fly, but I'll probably go anyway.
The first day of the Nats.
Bring your airplanes, though.
The first day of the Nats, there's beginner, intermediate. Events.
Yeah, there is
that. But even if you're not planning on entering beginner, intermediate, and you're just going to show up for 3 or 4 days and you're going to be there, bring your airplane, because there's plenty of time in the evenings that a lot of guys will just go fly airplanes with you. Not for competition or for whatever. I think anybody that's on this group right now would meet you on the grass circle at 7 o'clock at night and go fly with you for 2 hours.
Hey, Richard, this is yours, buddy. This is the beginner Nats trophy won by my wife last year, who trained a week in advance. And man, it was rough. There were moments we didn't even know if the plane would stay in the air.
I was there. I watched her.
Yeah, she held her own.
Yep, she did.
She held her own. And she hoisted this high. So your name belongs on this, if nothing else, man. So come get it. Come get it.
Yeah. Just, like I said, even if you're not competing, bring airplanes to the Nats. Because in the afternoon and the evening, there's plenty of people that'll fly. I'll fly with you, man. I'm going to be there all week. I'm not flying combat this year. My son's not coming. I'm going there to fly stunt. But I'll be camped out. I'll be camped out in the campground, and I'm there for 5 days. You want to fly every night in the evening for an hour at sunset?
Yeah.
Let's go, man. Bring your stuff. Show up to the Nats.
Yeah. All right.
I'll put a combat plane in your hand, man. I'll bring some combat.
Wait, if Mike's he's gonna be camping out for 5 days, you might want to you meet him earlier in the week.
What are you saying, Howard? I'm good to the last day, man. I'm always good to the last day. It's always just the drive home that's.
Well, I was thinking of you have access to showers there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
I got a nice little shower.
I shower at the Nats, bro. It's like
Well,
I'm not-
not if you combat flyers do.
yeah,
We never
do.
did.
We take showers. We take showers.
And you haven't since.
Oh, things aren't like they used to be.
Isn't Manhattan not that far from St. Louis? Isn't it on the border of Kansas City right there? Or no?
No, it's
okay.
more towards central Kansas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where the university was right there. I
Yep.
guess not.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's out in the windy country, the flatland.
No, not where I'm at. It's pretty hilly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Driving through Kansas, like I didn't think I was ever going to get out of there. I just, just in, on and on and on.
Yeah.
I got 2 more motors to do, so I'm going to mute out. And but Howard, I want to read you the Dick Brasher letter when it's over. So
10 minutes, it'll be over, Mike.
Oh, okay. I used to live in Prairie Village.
Driving through Kansas is a whole lot shorter than driving through Texas on I-10.
About it.
Yeah.
Take you 3 days to get across there.
Or out 20 to El Paso.
The Panhandle, right? Going through the Panhandle, is that what that is?
That's 40. Yeah. 40 goes out through the Panhandle.
I-10 is the one that goes from New Orleans to El Paso.
Oh.
I think isn't it 20 goes down that way?
20 is higher up in the state.
Okay.
See, the interstate system goes from lowest to highest and from left to right. So from lowest on the left coast, California, to the highest on the right coast. That's how you navigate interstate systems.
Woodridge and I, once we went on one of our 9 trips, most of the trips we went straight through. But on one of them, we stayed at Al Raby's house overnight. And then we left Irving. We went out 20 to El Paso and caught 10.
See, 20 is north of 10, so it's not.
Yeah, but it angles down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we caught 10 out in El Paso, went out through Las Cruces and on into, and then every other year we went out 40 and then down 25.
Yeah. It takes a while to drive through Texas from New Orleans to El Paso. Or El Paso.
They let you go pretty fast, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really hump along.
You better be careful in Texas, though. They're a little strict in Texas.
I think they for a while there, the speed limit's 85, isn't it?
Wasn't when we went down there. It was.
I know in Utah it is in some spots.
Yeah.
I like it when the law used to read as fast as safe.
Yeah.
You could do 100.
Howard, Arizona is 85.
That's not true.
No.
No, yeah, Arizona is. I've driven.
Wyoming is 85.
Where in Arizona?
It might be 80, Jim. Between Casa Grande and Phoenix, it's 80.
I drive that every week. I drive 80, but it's not the posted speed limit.
I've been there 4 times, rented a motorcycle from Casa Grande to Phoenix, been there for a couple of funerals, and that stretch from Casa Grande to Phoenix was 80 miles an hour. And now that was 6 years ago when I was there, but I'm telling you, it was 80 because I was surprised. But you live there, I don't. So
Yeah, you at 80 you get run over.
I believe that.
Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna have to jump off.
All
right.
Me too. I gotta go.
Well, okay.
And we'll.
I wish I could hear the Mike Lonke letter though.
You got 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, he can read the letter.
I got something.
All right, I'll hang for 5. Okay.
I got something. I'm gonna hang out. Get going. You guys have you good. I'll see you next time.
Okay, see you, Bob.
Good night, Bob.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, Bob.
Yeah, Angstrom better not stay for that letter. I haven't heard the letter, but I know the guy. So
Hey, listen, I mean, 2 years ago, he watched the Blues Brothers. So, that right there. I grew up on the USA TNT versions where they bleeped everything. I showed that to him 2 years, and I'm like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? And then the other thing is we pointed out before, actually, he knew that I really liked the movie The Blues Brothers. And he's like, Dad, I go to the Brodak Fly-In and hear all the words there. Like, is there really anything that, I haven't heard before? So.
well, you shouldn't be around the combat circle now.
Actually, it's the combat circle where he has heard the most. There's a couple guys there. That,
Yes, that's my point. Yeah. Richard Brasher was a very competitive combat flyer from around San Francisco, and an enjoyable character.
Well, we're going to know here in 5 minutes.
All right. So I built something this week. We could spend 5 minutes. I built a push rod.
Ooh.
Oh.
So I went into my archives. I found a titanium threaded insert.
I'd be careful of them. They've been breaking.
Okay. And this is 3/32 music wire.
Yeah.
What I do with that is it's a loose fit into the tube. So I take copper wire and loop it around the music wire, solder it, and then you just sort of sand it down until it's a nice slip fit into the carbon, and then little JB weld. And I've been doing that for a long, long time.
Good.
I've been taking a cutoff wheel and cutting notches in that so that the JB weld can go down into, not deep notches, not halfway through, but like notches like the other end's got.
Well, that's also risky. So just soldering copper wire to it is my preference. And, I hope everyone knows the aluminum tube over it is because the carbon is longitudinal and it wants to split.
Right.
So you need something over it. I've seen people use Kevlar thread. I just use aluminum tube.
Yeah.
It's
Let's see
pretty
that bell
standard
crank.
stunt stuff.
Let's see the bell crank. Whose is that?
That is Ark Gorodetsky.
Oh, yeah.
That's the same stuff you saw in Chris Cox's wreck.
Yeah.
That was beautifully made.
That's
Is
nice.
it light?
Yeah, I think it's 15 grams with the axle. I think. Yeah, it's light. I can take a Brodak nylon one and make it a gram lighter. But you got to make your own little fittings here.
I have some ARC hardware in my airplane to take apart hardware, but he hasn't seen the Ukrainian flag out in front of my house. If he saw that, I probably couldn't get anything from him.
No. Yeah, I've got ARC take apart hardware too.
Yep.
No, that's what's going in the project I'm working on now.
Groovy.
Very nice. Nice stuff.
How wide is that? That looks pretty wide.
Half-inch, looks like.
Which this?
Yeah. How long is that piece?
How long? Let me measure.
How long? Namely, how big is your fuselage?
8-inch.
Fuselage is stock impact.
Oh.
This dimension is about 2 3/4.
Oh.
right? It's
Half inch.
about 3/8 wide.
Oh.
3/8 that way.
Yeah.
So
I've been making 3-inch fuselages and think I'll make them bigger.
mine is. Let me measure. Yeah.
You're electric. You're unconstrained by having the.
Yeah, mine is 3 inches on the outside external surfaces.
Okay. Yeah, same as mine.
Yep. Yep. That's 3 inches. I'm sorry. 3 minus maybe a 16th.
Groovy. You're building another impact?
I am.
Need ribs?
I'll show you. Let me see if I can flip this. What do we do?
Or other parts?
Can't find how to flip the screen. Ah.
Oh, we see your thumb or something. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There we go. I was kind of a mess right now. So I'm surprised it's a take apart and you got to put in the bell crank now.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm working on that. But stock impact.
What are you using for a wing?
I'm gonna build a built-up wing. I got my old Bobby Hunt Lost Foam jig.
Oh. So you don't need ribs.
No, I don't need ribs.
Well, never mind.
I do have something I got from Warren that you created. It looks like a. It looks like a impact kit, but minus any paperwork or drawings or anything. You know, someday I'll share with you what I got.
For me, huh?
Nice wood.
I wouldn't send him any nice wood.
Long time
Must
ago.
have got it from somebody else.
So when he gave it to me, he couldn't give me much of an explanation of what it was.
Oh, that's too bad.
No, maybe you could make sense of it.
Well, maybe.
There's like a half an email in there, so.
Better get me quick.
Oh, no, here's the stab elevator. That's done. It's foam. It's about 2.5 ounces, though. I'm pretty happy with that.
You cut your own foam for that?
Yep.
That's pretty good. I couldn't cut accurately enough to make a stand.
Well, you cut 6 of them and throw out 5, and you get one that works.
Oh, okay.
But it's nice if you cut your own because you can skin it with 1/32. I'm not good enough to do a wing that way, but I could do a stab elevator that way.
Put lightning holes in the foam?
No.
Oh. 1 pound foam. No.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, everybody, let me close out on YouTube. So give me a break until I say it's okay to run. Let's see.
Okay.
We got to go to my videos. God, I hate that they got this set up. And of course, it's thinking. All right, everybody. Appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. We do this Mondays and Fridays. We didn't see much of the chat tonight. I apologize. But we'll see you then. Fair winds, tight lines. See you. All right. Free for all.
All right. I'm going to sign off. I got to run too. So.
You want to hear the letter?
Good night.
Well,